Alright, what's good YouTube? It's Jay here. Today I thought I would talk about what I consider to be some of the hardest things about being a YouTuber. Whether that's burnout, whether that's creativity, whether that's just trying to find your way on the platform as a whole. I know there are a lot of people out there that are struggling with YouTube content creation and stuff. A lot of people actually think that doing YouTube content is, well, a cakewalk. It's easy, it's an effortless job, whether you're a gamer, whether you're an actual influencer, whether you're doing IRL content, skits, etc. People think it's easy. They see all these people with like 1 million, 10 million, 100 million subscribers and stuff, and think they just got that overnight and now they got free money. Some people out there, they, catch that perfect storm. There's a Call of Duty YouTuber I watched named Feudus who just happened to post the right piece of content at the right time and it blew up his channel. He got a nuke in Modern Warfare 2019 and it just blew up his channel. He got it in Search and Destroy and it just went crazy. That perfect storm kind of thing doesn't come often, but a lot of people seem to think that it does. So I figured we touch on a couple of different topics. So the first topic is creativity. YouTube is different now compared to like 10 years ago, back in like 2013, 2012, where you could, like in my case, be a gamer and just posting gaming content every day and it would just end up in the algorithm. It was easier then. Now you've got all these like Mr. Beasts, you've got the Mr. Beast lookalikes or whatever you want to call it, that are doing all these crazy challenges and world-changing things. Mr. Beast just posted a video recently where he gave 1,000 people the ability to hear again. They were deaf. And for the record, that's a good thing. I don't care what anybody says. Don't turn that into a bad thing. It's hard to match that kind of level of creativity when you don't have the budget for it. There's a lot of different things I could probably do with that if I wanted to with my YouTube channel. Aside from gaming, I could do some IRL stuff. I've tried that with the vlogs and I like doing those for the most part when I have something really interesting going on. Coming up with like a super crazy chaotic idea like Mr. Beast, again, I'm gonna use him as an example because he's come up with some insane ideas. He hired a real life assassin to try and kill him, which, it's obviously all in good fun, but to have, an assassin and then a house blowing up and a tank all in one video that's 10 minutes long, 10 to 15 minutes long. It's not exactly what you would call it easy these days to kind of come up with really creative and just crazy things like on the spot. If you got the time, obviously, you can really do that. But for the average Joe out there that's just really getting started in content creation, being creative is not necessarily one of the easiest things in the world. There's so many YouTubers out there now that have done absurd challenges, and it's good that they're doing those things and building their careers, obviously. But it's made like the algorithm really favor that kind of like crazy kooky content. That's why I started really going with the kind of editing style that I do with my Call of Duty videos and some of my Star Wars videos, where I do all this like kind of like cut commentary kind of stuff, similar to what some of the other YouTubers I watch, like Dismo, Jev, because it's within that realm of creativity that my budget allows me to do, and it's something that I can kind of get creative with in my own aspect, whether that's adding memes,
I've come,
or just doing some other kind of adjustment to it to make it a little bit more unique. But the point is, being creative is hard. I have my writer's block, I guess you could call it that, or my editor's block, or my creative block. Let's call it a creative block. When I'm drawing, when I'm making up new YouTube video ideas, even just for like Call of Duty stuff or Star Wars content, like, it's not just fun for me anymore as a person to just sit there and record a 30-minute video, upload it with no editing or any of that. I don't enjoy it. I like being creative, and being creative for a creative person can be tough when you've got so much competition out there. You sit there for hours coming up with ideas, trial, error, reading the algorithm, learning it, like learning what's popular, what's something you can do, whether you're doing that on TikTok or whether you're doing it on YouTube, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. There's a method to the madness for a lot of it, and it's very hard to find that method or find your niche sometimes. Some people find it and just roll with it and they're doing great with it, obviously. I found my niche in Call of Duty and in Star Wars content, and I'm just kind of rolling with it right now until I come up with more creative ideas, some things that I want to do in person maybe. Number 2, burnout. You ever got so creative that you got a little too creative and you just kept doing stuff and working hard and pulling all-nighters, editing content? You went to the gym, then you went to work, then you came home and recorded videos, then you edited videos, and next thing you know, it's 5 in the morning and you're just now going to sleep. Burnout is a real issue with YouTubers these days, man, because there's so much competition with these algorithms now. It's like trying to get into law school, or a private school. There's so much competition now that everybody's striving to just be as creative as they can, to a point where they're burning themselves out. They see all these people with these nice mansions. It's just like with the music industry, like impressionable young black kids seeing these rappers with all these women and all these cars and all this money. There's a lot of that kind of happening with the YouTube and the content creation world now. Everybody sees all these YouTubers and creators and Twitch streamers that are rich with all this money, these subs, viewers, 60,000, 70,000 viewers during a stream, or millions of views on their YouTube videos and TikTok, that they're willing to kind of do just about anything to really get to that level of success, including stressing themselves out to a point where they're depressed, anxious, and just overall burnout. You ever work too much at your job, too many overtimes, and you're just burnt out? That happens with YouTubers too. Now, I'm not gonna say YouTube is harder than working in like a factory or working on like an oil rig or something, but the mental stresses relate a lot to what other people have dealt with in other different types of fields. It's just all the same. If you're passionate about something and you want to make it big and you care about providing for yourself or your family or whatever, you're going to stress yourself out sometimes with pretty much anything. That's what a lot of YouTubers end up doing, and again, what's called burnout. That's why so many just quit YouTube sometimes or quit other pieces of content creation, trying to stay in the competitive game of YouTube and its algorithm, and all these massive creators with these massive budgets doing all these like crazy things. But if you're trying to keep up with that, it's gonna be so hard, you know. And I tell anybody that I know that wants to start a YouTube channel, there are stresses that go into it. You should still have fun with it, but just make sure you're not overdoing it. The best way to avoid burnout is do what you enjoy, but make sure you take a break. Have a day or two off where you're not recording content. Have a day where you record all of your content and then maybe edit it throughout the week, you know, so you don't have so much on your plate within a single day. I have Mondays and Tuesdays and sometimes Wednesdays off where I sit there and just record content all day, then I go to the gym and maybe I stream. That's my whole day, you know? And then I edit those pieces of content either within that same day if I don't stream, or I edit them slowly throughout the week, because a lot of my pieces of content really aren't like super hard to edit. I try to space things out, you know? I try to find time for friends and family, but you love what you do so much that you're willing to sacrifice that time with your family. That happens a lot if you're gonna care about this field. I've skipped out on so many events and things with friends to either work or to work on content, or to work to make it for the time that I've spent working on content. That kind of stuff is gonna happen, but try to make sure you still find a balance. It's hard. You're gonna miss those times, and you don't wanna be just cooped up 24/7 only doing this. Like, I love it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, find some time to get as much as you can done within a reasonable amount of time, so you have more time off, so you're not stressing yourself out and driving yourself crazy and overdoing it. And the last thing that is really hard to do as a creator is just be yourself. You know, there are a lot of people out there that'll say you're copying certain YouTubers or you're doing other things that other YouTubers have already done. Everybody's tried something at least. It's hard to be unique in this day and age. Don't stress yourself out about it. This is something a lot of YouTubers stress out about, and what makes doing this as a career hard. You know, they don't want to be like everybody else, but at the same time, it's kind of hard not to be like everybody else. You know, if you make a Call of Duty video, somebody's probably already made that piece of content in the exact same way that you formatted and edited it. And that runs through our heads so much. We try to figure out just the exact formula so we're perfectly unique. A lot of big creators will tell you got to do something unique, you got to do something crazy, and then at the same time, a lot of those same big creators really aren't doing anything special or unique anymore. I've watched a lot of gaming content creators that are big now. All they do is just boot up their stream and they got 10,000 viewers. Now, for the record, they built that fan base off of doing something unique and crazy, but I wouldn't take that advice literal from somebody that's achieved such a level of success where they don't have to be really unique and creative anymore. At the end of the day, just post your content, keep trying to evolve, but don't force yourself into a corner where you don't think you're unique enough and your content sucks. But you don't want to stress yourself out to a point where you don't think it's right or it's not the right piece. You just gotta post it and take a shot, you know? If you try too hard to be like ultra unique, you're gonna stress yourself out way too hard. I feel like this turned into more of a things not to do as a YouTuber kind of thing, more than what makes content creation so hard kind of video, but it's still the same point. Burnout is a thing, trying to be too creative is a thing, and trying to be too unique is a thing that a lot of YouTubers all think about and we stress ourselves out about. And it's something we gotta stop doing so much of, just so we can actually enjoy it, because doing YouTube content is fun for me. I love making videos, I love interacting with people in the comment section, I love knowing that I can turn this into a potential career someday in the future, and I just enjoy it. I love gaming, I love playing Call of Duties, older Call of Duties anyway, not Modern Warfare 2. I enjoy making this kind of content, man. I enjoy what I do, I love it. I really do love it. But we all have our moments where we overthink or we do too much, just like we do with any other job. So if you see a YouTuber out there that's big now, you can guarantee at some point or another they overthought something and were stressed out, and those maybe a couple of weeks where they didn't post, they needed a break. They were burnt out and they were tired. Everybody goes through it, you know? I guess this is also a message to say everybody should love and respect each other too. What other pieces of the pie of this YouTube pie do you find stressful that a lot of people do not think about? And do you have any advice for other content creators out there? If you do, leave those comments in the comments down below, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like on it, sub to the channel. And this has been Jay the Gamer. I'll see you later. Peace.